I can see by your very, very shiny, what colour is that?
Blood red.
Blood red, I like it. You're using Dean guitars. Why the change from Jackson?
I started with BC Rich, but I remember playing a show in Norfolk, Virginia, a place called the Boathouse. Just changed my strings. First song, 2 strings, bing, bing, and I had to play a Megadeth song with 4 strings, which is not easy. So last night I ever played a BC Rich. I went out and got Jackson. Liked Jackson so much I tried to buy the company 3 times, and every time we would get close to selling it, they'd say no, and the 3rd time they sold it to Fender. And then they had said we were unable to negotiate me staying there, and I went to Dean, and you know, at Dean guitars, if you remember, they had that real funky kind of headstock with the split headstock, and I you know, much as I like the body, you know, the ML body and stuff like that, I just couldn't get behind that giant headstock, you know. I just wanted to make it, you know, as hot rodded as I can. So we really focused on all of the assembly process, you know, really quality products, really great stuff. When you start with good wood, you're going to get good sound. You know, you're a Les Paul player. So, and these are active pickups. I was playing the Seymour Duncan, Jeff Beck's forever. I'm a Seymour Duncan guy. And these are Seymour Duncan live wires. And so for me, it's pretty much like my sound, my guitar, Clear Tone Strings, which are a brand new company with a really bizarre process of making strings. They last longer, sound better than anything I've ever played. That's pretty much some of the design stuff. This little thing right here was Dean, the guy who was the dean of Dean Guitars back when he was there. He goes, well, let's change the body a little bit and put this little notch on. And I was kind of like, really? And when he did it at first, I thought, that's so unnecessary. It doesn't do anything to make it play better. So.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Why the V? Because I mean, with me, I wanted a white Les Paul when I was a kid because it was Steve Jones from the Sex Pistols playing it. It was the same with you as somebody as a kid growing up. You saw playing a V, and you were like, "That's what the guitars."
That's the guitar, yeah. The reason that I picked a Flying V was I was strongly influenced by another guitar player that played a V. He played a different shape because he played the custom or the classic Gibson Vs, and you know, KK Downing had played a V, and you know, to me KK was metal. You know, Glenn was really cool. He did all the really cool solos that I thought, I didn't know who did them. When we toured with them, I saw them, but KK definitely had it going on with that V, and to me, it's just personified. This is a weapon, you know. It's not like you're going out there with one of those funky, you know, sissy-shaped Firebird guitars or something. Those are great for basses, but you know, for guitar, you know, I've seen a couple people that make them look cool, like Rick Derringer and, you know, Johnny Winter and stuff like that, but that's Rick Derringer and Johnny Winter. Average dude can't go into Guitar Center and pick up a Firebird and make it rock, you know what I mean? One of the things I noticed when you were playing was you were able to really rock the acoustic, and you know, in a hard rock heavy metal band, it's kind of hard to get away with that. And actually, the whole reason that I started playing acoustic was when we went out with you guys. I saw it and I was like, you know what, it can be done cool. Because to me, every hard rock band before was just using electrics. You know, for me, like you said, we're the same. When we go up there, I think we beat the hell out of our guitars. As you can see, I've beaten the hell out of this one a few times. I mean, this was made in my hometown, just outside Belfast in County Down in Northern Ireland. It was made for me. It's an Avalon guitar. A lot of the Lizzy stuff is obviously folk-based, like say Emerald and Black Rose and stuff like that. And on the actual recordings of those, there is an acoustic guitar playing away in the background. But the likes of Whiskey in the Jar, it's all acoustic-based, the original version of that. So, you know, we get to play that and I get to bring it out for that. You know, I do miss, people say to me, do you miss, you know, playing the electric and the volume and all that? And yes, I do, but, you know, I like to batter the hell out of this. I don't like to sit and finger pick it. And I guess this is sort of the battle axe, and this is with the guitar I sort of write everything on as well. Yeah, that's one of the things too. I do a lot of writing on acoustic because it's a lot easier when you're sitting in your bathrobe on the couch to pick up an acoustic than to go roll an amplifier into the front room. Do you buy into the thing that it's not a good song if it can't be played on acoustic? Because I don't, because I think some songs suck if you play them on the acoustic. So, well, yeah, Holy Wars doesn't sound good on an acoustic, you know, especially when you get up to the top parts in there. Yeah, I think that it's relative. It's like, you know what, you have to make the best out of it, and I think it, you know, again, it goes back to it's not how big your pencil is, it's how you write your name. Yeah. You know. How about showing us how you beat the hell out of that thing? Yeah, well, you know, I can't shred like you, Dave, but. A little bit of Irish folk and then West Scooby.
That's it. It's all rhythm with me. I've never been much
Those are
of a
all
lead
cool
guitar
chords,
player.
too.
They're great chords.
Those are great chords.
Which is great. There you go. Just batter it, play the chords. A lot of open stuff. Use the capo a lot. And Black Star Riders, we've got a couple of songs that I'm keeping the guitar up at the 4th fret, little folk riffs and kind of stuff,
Cool.
That's it, really, man. Simple, simples. It's just so it'll be DAE the whole way through. So Dave, what are the mighty Megadeth up to right now?
A lot, a big tour outside the United States. We did a lot of touring in the States last year, so we're cooling it. There's that. There's the symphony thing I'm doing with the San Diego Symphony. I'm playing some.
Yeah, what's that about? That's the first I heard of it. That sounds really cool.
I was over actually when we were touring with you over in Europe. With the Alice in Chains guys were there. Val Janes was working for us, and she had said something because I said I dug some of the dark, evil classical stuff, and she said, "Oh, I think it'd be great to have you do an interpretation of the classical stuff." So when we were approached to do this, somebody put it in a tab, and I learned it, and I gotta tell you, man, that stuff's hard. Vivaldi, the lead solo in there for the violin, it's brutal. So there's that. It's, we've got a lot of other things that we're doing, planning on going back into the studio at the end of this year. It's just typical working year. How about you?
Yeah, we are doing some U.S. dates. April, May we're going down to Asia.
This is Black Star.
Black Star Riders, and then festivals, European festivals in the summer, and then we start our follow-up album in October in Ireland, Black Star Riders, with Mr. Joe Elliott producing it.
Def Leppard Joe?
Yeah, Def Leppard Joe.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny. Max Norman, when we were doing Countdown to Extinction, he goes, I was singing, I was having a little bit of a problem tailing off the end of a line because I would kind of, I would either warble a little bit sharp or a little bit flat. And he goes, why don't you just do the Joe Elliott? And I was like, well, what on earth is the Joe Elliott? And he goes, at the end of the line, go, ugh. And it's like, I listened and I was like, oh my God, he does that at the end of every line. He goes like, at the end. And so I did that for a little while till I got a little bit better grasp of singing, because Countdown for me was the turning point for me with really paying attention and being a singer. You're a singer, I'm a guitar player that learned how to sing. Sure. So it was a lot different.
No, so we're going on with Joe, it should be fun. And then I have two solo records coming out this year as well. One is all acoustic and the other one is full on electric.
That's awesome.
And that's it, so busy.
You see any guys from the Almighty?
I talk to Stumpy a lot.
Frosty.
Yeah, right. Pete Friesen, was Pete in the band? Wait, no, I think it was Andy.
Who's the guy that had the white Explorer? Yeah.
That was Andy. He's back in Glasgow. I haven't talked to him in a while. He showed up on one of my solo gigs a couple of years ago, and I think he runs a rehearsal studio now. And Floyd, I haven't talked to in 4 years maybe.
Yeah.
But it's funny you're saying that, because Universal are reissuing the whole Almighty back catalogue. It's all been remastered, and as they do. The Almighty catalogue is, yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm on Universal now.
Yeah, that's coming out this year, and I've been really involved in overseeing that. And we talked about maybe doing some dates, but nobody's heart's in it, to be honest with you. I think we'd rather just live in the memories at the minute.
Well, you never know. It could be like the end of Spinal Tap. We're huge in Japan.
Yeah. No, just everybody seems to be happy, and there's no, let's be honest, nobody's really, which is great, is hurting for money, so there's no, hey, we gotta get the band back together, and I think that would be the wrong reason for doing it, wrong as we're doing anything anyway, but so.
Yeah, we see a lot of that now, a lot of bands getting back together for financial reasons, because it's tough.
It is tough, and I understand it and accept it, if somebody was hurting you, you'd do any means to support your family, absolutely, and I go along with that, but for right now, we're just happy putting the reissues out and living with the memories, and down to there.
Yeah.